Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Jumping in here to do a quick gold review on the gold trades over the last couple of days. Been getting some really good results. If you're paying attention to these, and again, I did a training on this a while back in terms of when to take these gold trades and when not. If you are actually enrolled in economy and you're paying attention to these, there's quite a bit of money in this as you're learning to trade. If you're paying attention, there's a lot going on. There's a stock options class, which was absolutely awesome today. Jess went over just a lot of stuff, which I really appreciate her. So if you're listening to this, you catch this, Jess, boom, awesome class today. If you're in the crypto class, absolutely awesome today as well. And of course, if you're taking gold trades. So, and I said all that to say this, you can do a lot in here, but you need to learn the basics first, right? If you try to do everything that I just said, your brain's going to blow up. You're not going to be able to handle it. You got to be super organized to know when to take a trade. Are you going to take a crypto trade? Are you going to take a gold trade? Are you going to be a stock options? Stock options has its own learning curve. I'd recommend if you're going to jump in and learn how to trade stock options and you don't have any other experience at all in trading, just do that. Just do that, right? Just do that. Now, I can go in and learn how to trade stock options and still do my gold stuff because the gold is like I've sort of mastered that, right? It's sort of like I've mastered bicycling or cycling, right? I've mastered cycling, and now I'm learning how to river kayak with Jess in stock options, right? I've never been in a kayak, so I don't know when to paddle. Doesn't mean that I can't ride my bicycle anymore. I have to completely stop that. No, I know how to ride a bicycle, so I can get on my bike and I can go for a ride. So that doesn't mean that's sort of like the gold stuff, right? Crypto stuff a little bit different. Maybe it's a different type of bicycle. Right, a lot of similarities. As a matter of fact, the gold trading has a lot of the crypto trading has a lot of similarities in terms of trading spot and futures. Very similar strategies to stock options. So once you learn stock options, you can probably transition to something else. Or if you have Forex background, you can probably start to learn stock options and keep doing Forex. But what I'm going to do right now is I want to run through this. And I want to show you the trades and explain the strategies. If you decide to enroll into the academy, whether you're going to enroll in the Forex and do the Forex classes, you're going to do the stock options class, you're going to do the crypto classes, you need to do something, right? And specifically today, I love trading gold, and I want to share this with you. This is one of the cool tools you get when you enroll into the Forex and stock options side. You can get access to these really cool trade ideas, or the smart kids, I call them the instructors, the experts, are throwing out these trade ideas that if you use a demo account and you practice with these trade ideas over a little bit of time where you're learning the basics in class, or you go take the class that Jess just did, and she was actually doing stock options, but she was talking about charting in general. If you learn some of those strategies and you put all those together, right, you're going to be able to have some success and make some money trading. So let me show you my chart here. Just a quick recap review, because they say facts tell and money sell, right? Facts tell and story sell. Sometimes you got to combine the story with the facts. So the story is that you got to get in and learn how to trade. The facts are here's the results, right? So this is the trade. This is the trade idea that was entered, and I'm going to bring up the Instagram here in just a minute and put a side by side on this. This is the trade idea that was entered on the 26th. That was submitted on the 26th. And if you listen to, I don't know if it's the last live I did or the one I did before that, I know that every single one of these gold trades since I went back and I charted it all the way back to the beginning of October, and there might be even better results before that, but I just went to October 1st, and I charted them out, and I know that every gold signal has an average close ratio of the TP1. If you take TP1, that's this position right here when those signals, and I'll show you what this looks like here in just a minute. But if you take TP1 position, you have an 80% chance of winning. That means 8 out of 10 times. If you take a gold trade and you take TP1 and that's all you did, it didn't do TP2 or T3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever. You just took TP1. You have an 80% chance of winning that trade, right? That's 8 out of 10. If you decide, well, I'm just going to press my luck and see what happens here, I'm going to take TP2. You have a 65% chance. Now, I didn't do the percentages on the rest of them because I wasn't going to do all that work, but I'm just telling you right now, 8 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, right? If you do the math together, it comes out to about 7.7 or something. I don't know, 77%. I don't know what it is. What is 80 plus 65 divided by 2, right? So you have an option there, right? So let's talk about the 26th. Let's talk about this trade on the 26th. So this trade idea was entered on the 26th. Let me see if I can pull up. Yep. Let's see if this is the right one. Yep, this is the 26th. So this trade idea, hold on a second. Let me scoot this over, give myself some room. So this trade idea, and you cannot see it. Let me do a screen. Hold on. Let me do stop screen share. And I got to do the other screen thingy here, so I can see both of them. Entire screen. There we go. So this is the trade idea that was from the 26th, right? So this is the stop loss. This is the take profit. Now these are immediate execution trades. So if you wait till later in the day, like somewhere up here, and it's like 5 o'clock in the evening or Sunday, or it's not another day, but this was Friday, right? So I was able to grab this trade. It came in at 8:37 a.m. And guess where I'm at 8:30? I'm sitting here in front of my computer. It popped up and I said, cool. So I went and looked at this trade, entered the trade, put in the stop loss. And as you'll notice, come back here, trade. As you'll notice, the stop loss right here, right, is 2014, which I put on the chart, which is right down here. I entered in the TP1 as a take profit 1, I entered in take profit 2. And I always just do this because I want to see where they're going to go throughout the week. And I just basically do a clone. If you're not sure what that is, I just clone and copy. I haven't really moved my stop loss yet. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but I want to show you something really quick. So let me pull this off. Now, if you would have just taken this trade and just said, oh, I'm just going to enter right here and I'm just going to set my take profit, there's actually a TP6, which is all the way up there at 2060. It's way up at the top, right? I'm just going to take this trade and I'm just going to let it run and see what happens. Well, it went, hit TP1, it hit TP2. It came back way back down here. You didn't move your stop loss yet. I'm going to explain what that is. It turned around, it came way back up. It hit TP3. It actually hit TP4, right? It came all the way up and hit TP4, which is great. And that was yesterday morning at 8 o'clock. It actually hit TP4. So this is Friday at 8 o'clock. This is Monday at 8 o'clock. So that's how long you would have had to been in that trade. Again, trading doesn't happen on Saturday. So Friday at 5 o'clock, there was a pause. Trading stopped, right? Trading stopped right here. Where's that? Friday, right about this time. Trading stopped right here. And then Sunday it opened up and you had this huge candle that took off. It bounced, bang, came back down, and it continued to roll up. And this was Sunday all the way through Monday, a little bit of Monday, and rolled into right here about Monday, 8 o'clock. It hit TP4. So if you would have had the guts and the wherewithal or whatever you needed to stay in this trade, based on that, you would have made a lot of money. The biggest challenge with this is if for some reason this trade comes here, and I'm always about, take your profit, move your profit, take partial wins as you go so you're not losing, and maybe move your stop loss up. If for some reason this trade came all the way down here, I'm going to show you this on the next one. This one came all the way down here and kept going and stopped out. You would have lost all of these earnings if you weren't playing smart. If you wanted to play this in a smart way, you take TP1 and TP2, you set a nice lot size and you get out and you make your money. And you don't worry about all this other stuff up here. Totally up to you, depending on what kind of account size you have, how well you are at moving maybe your stop loss, move your stop loss up. So maybe you take TP1 and TP2 before you enter TP3. You move up and you set your stop loss right here, right? You set your stop loss right here. So if this does come up and come down, you're only going to lose partial on a TP2. You're not going to lose all of your TP1 earnings. Actually, you would. If it hit the stop loss, you'd actually lose all of these three. So again, with this move right here, you might have just lost all your money depending on how you move your stop loss. Maybe wait till it gets up here to TP4 and look at this. Again, I would just take TP1 and TP2 and get out, right? Because we know, or I know based on my tracking, that there was an 80% win ratio here. There's a 65% win ratio here. I don't know what those are there. You get enrolled in classes and you get inside the application, you want to go to the Telegram channel and do the math, totally up to you. The next trade that came in was on the 29th. It was a sell, right? And you can't really see this very well. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit better. Let me roll up on my, so that was that trade there. Let's go down. There's also a GJ in here. I'm not going to really get into the GJs, which are great trades. There's a lot of wins on there. Matter of fact, the GJ wins are 77% on TP1 and 45% on TP2. Again, when you combine that, just this TP1 with the TP1 on the gold, you can again make a nice little bit of money on those. You can see that the XAU, this one here, hit TP3. Coming down here, TP1 smashed on that trade you just looked at. Number 4 just got hit, which was nice. TP2 hit. This was the sell, right? This is the sell that was entered on, this is the sell that was entered right here, right? It was a sell, stop loss is 2034, which is right here. The take profit one was right in this area right here, which is a 2027.4. And as you can see, it came down, right? It hit TP1, didn't quite hit TP2, and turned around and went up and stopped out. So if you would have had TP1, you would have been in profit. If you would have opened this trade all the way to TP5 and said, oh, I'm just going to take this to TP5, it would have been a complete loss for you, and you wouldn't have made any money, right? Not the end of the world, because you had a nice, you set your risk in this, you set your risk in this point, in this move. So you would have came down here, took TP1. If you set all the rest of these, let's come all the way down here to 2010, which is way down here in the basement, right? You would have lost on this. If you would have just taken TP1, again, a win. TP2, again, there's a 65% chance you would have missed that. So you would have lost on TP2, would have stopped out, and you would have had a loss on that trade. So let's go down here and take a look at, I'm just going to roll through these, right? Here is the buy that was entered again. And it sort of overlaps this trade a little bit on this side, but let's take a look at this. Let me scoot my chart over here and come down like this. And then I'm going to put this back on here. So it's a little bit out of whack. Let me do this. Do like that. Do like this. So this trade, again, this trade was one that was entered right down in here. You can see it's at 7:01 on the 29th, right? Which was yesterday, 7:01 on the 29th. This trade was here. Stop loss was down here. It came, it ranged down a little bit, ranged up, hit TP1 right in this area, right? It rolled up, it hit TP2 in this area. Hit TP1 in this area. It hit TP2 right here. Had some draw down a little bit in this area. It came back up. It hit TP3. It came up and hit TP4. Well, it hit TP4. If you come all the way across on this side, you can see it also hit the TPs on this side. Now, again, TP6 is way up here at the top at the 2060, which is way, way up on the top. Again, if I'm taking these trades, if I'm smart and I want to take the money, right, I'm taking TP1 8 out of 10 times. TP2 possibly. Again, it's like, well, why just I don't take the rest of these? It's your money. You can do what you want to with. I'm just saying, and it's nice that these all hit on the day. I don't know what the average is. I think the average is going to go down the higher you go up. But in terms of the TP1 and TP2, you're going to have a lot higher win rate on those ones. Let's take a look at this, and I'll show you this. If you would have just taken, right, if you would have said, oh, I'm just going to go in for TP5 and put it all the way up the top at 2060. Here's my stop loss down here. Look what happened to your money. Let's say you didn't take profit here, you didn't take profit here, you didn't take profit here, you didn't take profit here. You just open the trade and let it run. Money, 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 money. A little bit of drawdown. Money, 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 money. You're still in the trade. Everything that you earned is gone. It almost stops you out on the bottom. Now, depending on your broker and your margin, you might have got stopped out anyway, right? Again, depending on your broker and your margin, you might have got stopped out anyway. It ranged and it came back up here. Now you're back just to sort of where you were at with TP1. If you didn't get stopped out, you're basically right back at TP1. Whereas if you would have just taken your profit at TP1, maybe look at it and let it go and see what's going to happen. Maybe take your profit at TP2, see what happens and let it run, right? I'm just taking these two for sure all day long. And I just wanted to share this with you because it's very, very important. However, we can go down here, TP1 hit, TP3 smashed, and go all the way down here through the bottom. And basically, this is where we're at. And for the week, we're talking about just going back through the 26th. We've got 200 pips here, another 20 pips, 100 pips for GJ, another 50 pips. So total of 370 pips, 4 out of 4 wins. Not a bad deal when you're looking at the last couple of days. And imagine going all the way back through October, which I'll show you here, right? So we got all the way up through TP5 on that one and TP4 on that one. Okay. So this is what that looks like. And I'm tracking this just for the giggle so I can see. So again, this got up through actually TP4 on this one, TP5 on that one. This is the sell, got TP1, and this is the GJ with the first two. And you can see the reds mean TP1 was a stop out. This goes all the way back to basically it closed out on September 29th. And I ran this all the way down here. And you can see the majority of the TP1s. There's quite a few TP3s in here. I may do the math on these two, but if you're going to take these trades and you want to earn sort of while you're learning, right? You want to earn while you're learning, then I would definitely, if you're going to trade the gold and take the gold ideas, I would practice with a demo account to make sure that you know what you're doing. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is for informational purposes only. This is just based on how I'm doing business. Never trade money that you can't afford to lose. It's not a get-rich-quick deal. You got to take time and learn this craft, right? I see a lot of people. We just had somebody in class this morning where we're actually, the instructor's actually in there teaching her how to enter the trades. She's saying, hey, can you live trade with me? I'm like, and that's the biggest thing. People just want to get in and they just want to basically copy the smart kids without learning the craft. The challenge is when the smart kid graduates from school and they're not sitting in the front of the room, the only person there is you, and you don't have the skill, and then you go and you lose a trade because you weren't paying attention in class, you're not going to make any money, right? You can only copy off the smart kids so long. I like copying off the smart kids because it validates what I learned. And you do that on a demo account enough, you're going to learn where stuff is going. You're going to learn how to set your resistance and your support areas. You're going to understand, just like you talked about, how to move during a gap. You're going to learn different things like that. You're going to learn how to use Fibonacci pivots. You're going to learn how to do a lot of stuff like that. So when you actually look at a chart, your brain's going to say, oh, there's a trade there, right? I'm going to take that trade. Or maybe you do get a trade idea from the smart kid in the class, and you look at it and say, that doesn't make any sense to me. You go, I'm not going to take that trade till it gets to where my brain says, okay, now I'm going to take the trade. Maybe you take a trade idea and it starts going in this direction, and you've got a TP1 up here. You can say, you know what, I'm going to wait till it hits a resistance level or support level. I'm going to wait till it hits a support level, and then maybe I hit a buy stop order, right? So if it does get back to this entry area, now I'm in a buy stop, and then I set my TP1 in there. I probably just blew some people's brains up. But if you understand how to work that, you can make a nice income without having to spend a lot of time sitting in front of your computer all day. I don't spend time sitting in a computer all day. I mean, this is like, I just did this today to show you what I'm doing, but get in and do a US 30 scalp for 13 and a half minutes, right? This morning, got in and did that. I actually did a scalp all morning. I actually went in and set an entry, a market execution, went in and let it run. And I went off and did some other stuff and had a nice little results of earnings this morning. So if you learn how to trade, when you learn how to trade, if you are diligent and committed to learning the process of trading, whether you're learning stock options, get really good at that. And somebody asked me that the other day. She says, which one do you think I should do, stock options or crypto? I said, choose one, get really, really good at it. And when you're really good at that one, then learn the other one later. And you're going to see there's a lot of similarities, but don't try to do both at once. You're going to blow your brain up. Now, if you've been trading for a while, like I said, I'm a cyclist, right? I can get on my bike. I don't need to learn how to ride my bike. But if I'm going to go out and try to do river kayaking, stock options, right, doesn't mean I have to completely forget how to ride a bike. I can go practice on my kayak and try to get really good at that. And say, okay, now I'm going to go for a bike ride and jump in and go trade some gold or go trade some GJ or something like that. And maybe I want to look at a new type of bicycle, and I'm going to jump over and start learning how to do crypto, right, and start trading on the crypto side, because, again, there's a lot of similarities in there. The candles go up, they go down, or price goes up, price goes down, and it goes sideways. It never goes backwards. So say this, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to get in class, you want to come and hang out with the cool kids and make some money and learn a skill that will benefit you, your family, your kids, mom, dad, brother, sister, young, old, it really doesn't matter. It's a skill that I highly recommend that you learn, because it gives you an opportunity. If something bad happens and you've got some money sitting on the side, you can actually use it to sit down and make yourself some money. There's a lot of 20-year-olds. As a matter of fact, we've got a 21-year-old and a 24-year-old in our academy, and they're making stupid amounts of money trading, right? And they're both girls. It's like absolutely awesome. The trading industry used to be dominated solely by dudes. I mean, there's so many guys, and now it's really, really cool to see that transition into a lot of young women learning how to trade and saying, I don't have to go out and get a job. I can learn how to trade. I can be at home with my babies if they decide to have kids. That's what they want to do, or maybe they're Furbies or their pets or whatever. It gives you an opportunity for a different type of lifestyle. And I'm going to close on this note. If you're thinking, like, man, that sounds really cool, I'd like to share this with other people. We got a really cool affiliate opportunity where you can go out and you can enroll a bunch of students, and you can get paid a percentage of their monthly tuition, which is absolutely awesome. If you're interested in that, reach out to me. We can talk about that as well. If you just want to get enrolled as a student and learn how to trade, reach out to me, and we will get you enrolled in one of the classes, either the Forex stock options classes or in the crypto classes, and get you started. I love you. I appreciate you. Jesus loves you. Absolutely nothing you can do about that. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators and help you make a lot of money. See you on the trading floor. Bye-bye.